A person's true desires are always revealed in their actions, not their words. This is one of the fundamental truths of human nature, and the Stoics knew it well. When a woman likes you but tries to hide it, she will still show it through her body language, her attention, and subtle behaviors that she can't control. She may act indifferent, try to play it cool, or even send mixed signals, but the truth is always in the details. Most men miss these signals because they expect attraction to be obvious. But the reality? Many women won't directly admit their feelings, whether it's due to fear of rejection, pride, or just wanting you to take the lead. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to recognize the hidden signs that a woman likes you but is trying to keep it a secret. Watch till the end, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever been in a situation like this. Let's get into it. Chapter 1: Increased Attention. One of the biggest indicators that a woman likes you but is trying to hide it is the amount of attention she gives you. Attraction isn't just about physical signs, it's about emotional investment. A woman who doesn't care about you won't bother remembering the small things, she won't ask about your life, and she certainly won't go out of her way to stay engaged in conversations with you. But if she's consistently curious about your thoughts, your plans, your preferences, and your personal life, she's showing interest, even if she's trying to play it off as casual. A woman who secretly likes you will notice things about you that others overlook. She'll remember that one random detail you mentioned weeks ago, like your favorite coffee order, the name of your childhood pet, or the fact that you've been meaning to watch a certain movie. These aren't things people just happen to recall, they stick in her mind because she's genuinely interested in you. When a woman pays attention to your small habits and preferences, it's because she's subconsciously gathering information about you, building a deeper understanding of who you are. And it's not just about remembering details, she actively seeks them out. If she frequently asks you questions about your weekend plans, your opinions on different topics, or your thoughts on personal matters, she's not just making small talk. She's testing the waters. She wants to understand how you think. She wants to know what excites you, what bothers you, and what drives you. This is a way of forming a connection without making her interest too obvious. Some women, especially those trying to hide their feelings, will frame their curiosity as casual conversation. Instead of directly asking about your dating life, she might jokingly ask, "So, how many girls are in love with you?" Or she might bring up a hypothetical scenario and gauge your response. She could also subtly seek your opinion on something that affects her personally, like asking, "Do you think long-distance relationships ever work, or do you think it's better to stay friends with an ex?" These aren't random questions. She's testing your mindset. She's trying to see if your values align with hers. Another strong indicator of hidden attraction is when she remembers things you said in past conversations, things you may not even remember telling her. Maybe you mentioned an important work meeting coming up, and a few days later, she asks how it went. Maybe you casually mentioned a concert you were thinking of going to, and she brings it up later as if she's been thinking about it too. Women don't invest this kind of attention in men they don't care about. If she's bringing up details from past conversations, it means she's mentally invested in you. Now, let's talk about exclusivity. A woman who likes you will make you feel like her focus is on you, even in group settings. If she naturally gravitates toward you in conversations, if she seems to respond to your jokes more than anyone else's, or if she directs questions at you when she could be talking to anyone else, she's signaling interest. She may try to act indifferent, but her actions will always betray her true feelings. On a more subconscious level, pay attention to how quickly she responds to your messages. If she consistently replies fast, engages in long conversations, and keeps the dialogue going, she's making an effort to stay connected. Even if she's trying to hide her feelings, she won't be able to resist maintaining that connection. On the other hand, if she frequently reaches out first, It's even more obvious. Women rarely initiate contact with men they have no interest in. There's also the way she reacts to your stories and updates. If she seems genuinely excited about your wins, whether it's a promotion, a fitness goal, or even something as simple as finding a great new restaurant, she's emotionally invested. And if she gets a little quiet when you mention another woman, that's a dead giveaway. But here's where things get tricky. Some women will deliberately reduce the amount of attention they give you as a defense mechanism. They might like you, but don't want to seem too obvious about it, so they hold back. They might avoid texting first, act slightly aloof, or even tease you about talking to other women. But even in these cases, you'll still notice signs of attention in other ways. Maybe she never texts first, but she always responds quickly when you do. Maybe she doesn't openly praise you, but she defends you in conversations. Maybe she doesn't ask you out, but she conveniently shows up at places you frequent. A Stoic man understands that true interest isn't just about words, it's about consistency. He observes her behavior over time rather than jumping to conclusions based on a single moment. He doesn't chase or overanalyze, but he recognizes when a woman is subtly showing signs of attraction, even if she's trying to hide it. At the end of the day, women don't invest their attention, time, and energy into men they don't care about. If she's taking the time to understand you, engage with you, and stay connected in ways that go beyond surface-level conversation, she's not doing it by accident. She's drawn to you, whether she's willing to admit it or not. Chapter 2. Her body language. Words can be carefully chosen, rehearsed, and manipulated. But body language? That's pure instinct. A woman's attraction isn't just in what she says, it's in how she moves, how she positions herself, and the small, unconscious actions she can't control. If you want to know whether a woman likes you, don't just listen to her words. Watch her body. Attraction is largely nonverbal. The way she looks at you, how often she glances in your direction, and whether she holds eye contact with you longer than normal are all key indicators. A woman who's into you will subconsciously let her gaze linger. If she frequently locks eyes with you and then looks away with a small smile, or if she glances at you multiple times when she thinks you are not paying attention, she's showing interest without saying a word. Eye contact is one of the most primal forms of human connection. When a woman stares at you with dilated pupils, or when she looks down and back up again, she's signaling attraction on a deep psychological level. Beyond her eyes, pay attention to how she physically positions herself around you. If she consistently leans in when talking to you, moves closer in group settings, or finds reasons to stand near you, even in a crowded space, she's instinctively trying to be in your orbit. Women don't consciously think, "I need to be near him." They just gravitate toward men they are drawn to. Even if she's trying to hide her attraction, her body will naturally betray her. Mirroring is another strong indicator. If she starts unconsciously copying your movements, crossing her legs when you do, adjusting her posture to match yours, or even subtly mimicking your speech patterns, it's a sign that she feels connected to you. This is a psychological phenomenon known as the chameleon effect, where people imitate the behaviors of those they're subconsciously attracted to. If you notice this happening, it means she's in tune with you on a deeper level. Then there's physical touch. Women are highly selective about who they allow into their personal space. If she finds small, casual ways to touch you, whether it's brushing lint off your shirt, playfully nudging you during a joke, or lightly placing her hand on your arm when making a point, it's not an accident. These subtle touches are her way of breaking the physical barrier between you. Some women are naturally touchy, but if she's consistently finding ways to initiate contact, it's a major sign she's into you. On the flip side, a woman's body language will also reveal when she's not interested. If she keeps her arms crossed, angles her body away from you, avoids prolonged eye contact, or maintains a physical distance, she's signaling disinterest. A woman who isn't attracted to you will instinctively create space. She won't lean in, she won't engage in playful touching, and she won't mirror your movements. The mistake many men make is focusing on a woman's words instead of her actions. She might be polite, smile, and engage in conversation, but if her body is closed off, she's not feeling that deeper connection. Another important clue is nervous energy. If a woman is genuinely attracted to you but trying to hide it, her body language may become slightly erratic. She might fidget with her jewelry, play with her hair, or adjust her clothes more often than usual. She may touch her neck, a subconscious sign of vulnerability and attraction. Some women even act a little awkward around men they secretly like, stumbling over their words or laughing at things that aren't that funny. These are all signs of someone who is trying to suppress their emotions but failing. A Stoic man observes these details without getting attached to any single sign. He understands that attraction isn't always spoken, it's felt. He doesn't chase, he doesn't beg for validation, and he certainly doesn't need verbal confirmation of interest. He simply notices, watches for consistent patterns in a woman's behavior rather than getting caught up in fleeting gestures. If her body consistently signals attraction, he knows he has the upper hand. If it doesn't, he moves on without wasting energy. At the end of the day, a woman may try to play it cool. She may pretend to be indifferent. She may even deliberately hold back to avoid looking too eager. But her body will always betray her. If she likes you, she will show it, maybe not with words, but with every movement she makes. All you have to do is pay attention. Chapter 3: A Playful Teasing. Teasing isn't just some childish behavior left over from middle school. It's one of the oldest, most instinctive forms of flirting. When a woman playfully pokes fun at you, challenges you, or gives you a hard time over small things, it's not random. There's always a reason behind it. It's her way of engaging with you in a deeper, more personal way, whether she fully realizes it or not. Why do people tease each other in the first place? It's simple. Teasing builds familiarity. It creates a bond. It breaks tension and allows for a relaxed, enjoyable interaction. And most importantly, it creates an emotional connection. A woman doesn't invest her time teasing a man she has zero interest in. Teasing takes effort. It requires thought, engagement, and creativity. If she's going out of her way to throw little jokes your way, challenge something you said, or playfully mock a minor habit of yours, it means she's emotionally engaged with you on some level. A lot of men make the mistake of assuming that teasing is just meaningless banter. But that couldn't be further from the truth. There's a reason why teasing is a common trait in almost every healthy romantic relationship. It builds rapport, strengthens bonds, and keeps interactions exciting. If she's giving you a nickname, calling you out in a playful way, or challenging your opinions just to see how you react, she's doing it to establish a deeper connection. It's her way of seeing if you can keep up with her energy, her humor, and her wit. And this is where psychology comes into play. Women test men all the time, sometimes consciously, sometimes subconsciously. When she teases you, she's also analyzing your response. Do you get flustered? Do you take it too seriously? Or do you fire back with confidence, keeping the game going? The way you handle teasing says a lot about your personality. If you can laugh it off and respond with wit, you instantly become more attractive. But if you get defensive, take it personally, or act offended, it signals insecurity, and nothing kills attraction faster than a lack of confidence. But teasing isn't just about attraction, it's also about establishing roles in the interaction. When a woman teases you, she's feeling out your presence. Can you handle her? Can you keep up with her humor, her energy, and her ability to playfully challenge you? Many women won't come right out and say they're interested in a man. They'll test the waters through teasing, seeing if he reacts in a way that makes them feel excitement, attraction, and admiration. If you can keep your cool, joke back, and turn the teasing into a playful dance, you show that you're someone who understands the deeper layers of social dynamics. Now, not all teasing is the same. Some women tease to flirt openly, while others do it as a defense mechanism to mask their feelings. There are women who are naturally playful, and then there are women who use sarcasm as a way to hide their attraction. Some women are shy and don't want to make it obvious that they like you, so they wrap their affection in humor. This is where you have to read between the lines. If she teases you but still seeks out your company, laughs at your jokes, and keeps the playful back and forth going, it's a major sign of attraction. Then there's the kind of teasing that's meant to test you. Women want to know what kind of man they're dealing with. They want to see if you're the kind of guy who can handle pressure, who doesn't get rattled easily, and who knows how to take a joke. If she pokes fun at your style, challenges your opinions, or throws little jabs your way, it's not an attack, it's an invitation to show your strength. If you respond with confidence, a witty remark, or an even funnier tease back, you pass the test. If you get upset, sulk, or take it too personally, you fail. It's that simple. And let's talk about the different ways women tease. Some women will tease you in a way that feels like friendly competition. They'll challenge your opinions, debate with you, or try to prove you wrong just for fun. Others will tease you in a more subtle, sarcastic way, making little remarks about your habits, style, or quirks. Some women will tease through physical playfulness, lightly shoving you, stealing your hat, or rolling their eyes while smirking. And then there are women who tease through mock annoyance, pretending to be irritated by you, but always sticking around, always engaging, always keeping the back and forth going. A Stoic man understands this dynamic. He doesn't get rattled by teasing. He doesn't overanalyze it. He embraces it, engages with it, and uses it as an opportunity to build deeper rapport. He understands that teasing is a tool, a way to create tension, a way to test confidence, and a way to make interactions more exciting. A woman who teases you is giving you an invitation to play the game with her. If you handle it well, you instantly set yourself apart from the men who get defensive, overly serious, or insecure. But this is where a lot of men get it wrong. They either don't engage at all, missing the opportunity, or they go overboard and turn teasing into an aggressive battle. Teasing should never be about proving who's better or making the other person feel bad. It should be light-hearted, fun, and an opportunity to build a connection. A man who understands this knows that the goal isn't to win the teasing, it's to keep the energy fun, playful, and engaging. And let's not forget, some of the most intense, passionate relationships start with playful teasing. A woman who challenges you wants to see what you're made of. She wants to know if you can handle her energy. She wants to feel the thrill of a back-and-forth exchange. If she wasn't interested, she wouldn't put in the effort. And if you know how to respond with confidence, charm, and a little bit of your own teasing, you'll be far ahead of the men who don't understand the game. The best way to respond to teasing? Stay cool, stay confident, and play along. If she jokingly calls you out for always being late, respond with something like, "Yeah, I like to make an entrance." If she teases you about your fashion choices, smirk and say, "I didn't realize you were my personal stylist." If she challenges your opinions, instead of getting defensive, tease her back with a playful, "Oh, so you think you know everything now?" Keeping the energy light and fun will only make her more attracted to you. So the next time a woman playfully calls you out on something, gives you a hard time, or throws a sarcastic comment your way, don't take it personally. See it for what it is, an opportunity. A chance to show confidence, wit, and composure. A moment to turn a simple joke into something more meaningful. A sign that she's paying attention to you, testing you, and, whether she admits it or not, finding ways to stay emotionally engaged with you. And if you master the art of teasing, not only will you build deeper connections, but you'll also make interactions more exciting, memorable, and full of chemistry. After all, attraction isn't built on boring, predictable conversations, it's built on playful tension, unspoken challenges, and the thrill of a little friendly competition. Chapter 4. Initiating contact. Many men still cling to the outdated belief that women should always wait for the man to make the first move. But here's the truth, a woman who is genuinely interested in you will find subtle ways to keep the connection alive. She won't necessarily chase you outright, but she will create small openings, testing the waters to see if you'll take the lead. Pay close attention to the little things she does. Maybe she sends a random meme or a funny TikTok that reminds her of something you said. Maybe she likes your posts, drops a casual comment, or reacts to your stories with a simple emoji. These aren't coincidences, they're invitations. She's putting herself in your orbit, making sure you notice her without making it too obvious. Some women take it a step further. They'll drop hints like, "We should hang out sometime," or "That place looks fun, I've always wanted to go." This is her way of nudging you, giving you an easy opportunity to take the next step. She's not going to flat out ask you out, that's too direct for most women. Instead, she'll put the ball in your court and wait to see if you pick up on it. The way you respond tells her everything she needs to know about your level of interest and confidence. Then there's the frequency of contact. If she reaches out regularly, even just to chat about small things, that's a strong sign she enjoys talking to you. If she responds quickly, keeps the conversation going, and asks follow-up questions instead of giving short replies, she's making an effort. On the other hand, a woman who isn't interested will be slow to respond, let conversations die out, or only reply out of politeness. She won't actively find ways to keep the connection alive. But when a woman truly likes you, she will. Now, not every woman will be this proactive. Some are naturally more reserved, or they might be waiting for you to make the next move. But even the most traditional or shy woman will still give signals. If she never initiates texts but always responds quickly when you do, or if she laughs at your jokes and stays fully engaged in conversations, she's showing interest in her own way. Women who don't care simply won't put in the effort. A Stoic man doesn't overanalyze or chase validation. He observes. He notices patterns. If a woman is putting in effort, he recognizes it and moves forward with confidence. If she's not, he doesn't waste energy forcing something that isn't there. Attraction should never feel like a one-sided pursuit. A woman who is truly into you won't let the connection fade. She'll find ways, big or small, to make sure you're still paying attention. And here's where self-respect comes in. A Stoic man understands that genuine attraction flows naturally. He doesn't play games or seek out women who show lukewarm interest. He values his time, his energy, and his peace of mind. If a woman reciprocates his efforts, he steps forward boldly. If she doesn't, he moves on without hesitation. Because in the end, a man who knows his worth doesn't beg for attention, he simply attracts it. Chapter 5. Nervousness or shyness. Attraction creates pressure, and pressure creates nervousness. Some women handle this by playing it cool, pretending not to care. Others? They can't hide it. Their body betrays them. If she likes you but is trying to keep it under wraps, her nervous energy will slip through the cracks in ways she might not even realize. Pay attention to the small signs. If she fidgets when she talks to you, tugging at her sleeves, adjusting her jewelry, or tapping her fingers, it's her body working off that extra tension. If she plays with her hair more than usual, especially when you're speaking, it's an unconscious way of drawing attention to her femininity. Blushing is another big one. Flushed cheeks, an involuntary reaction, show heightened emotional engagement. And if she stumbles over her words, laughs a little too much, or speaks faster than normal, that's because she's overthinking every move she makes, afraid of saying the wrong thing. Then there's eye contact. Some women avoid it altogether, too shy to hold your gaze for long. Others do the opposite, locking eyes intensely before quickly looking away, as if they got caught staring. Both reactions stem from the same root. She's hyper-aware of your presence, and it's making her flustered. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some women, instead of getting visibly nervous, will go in the opposite direction. They'll try to overcompensate by appearing extra confident, even indifferent. Maybe she acts a little too nonchalant, keeps her tone neutral, or makes a point to seem unbothered. Maybe she even acts distant or teases you as a way to mask what she's actually feeling. It's a defense mechanism, a way to maintain control. If she acts too eager, she loses power, so instead, she plays it cool. The key to spotting hidden attraction is contrast. Watch how she behaves around other people versus how she acts around you. If she's usually confident but suddenly gets fidgety, it's a telltale sign that you affect her. If she's normally composed but stumbles over her words when talking to you, that's not random, that's interest mixed with nerves. Even the most socially skilled women can't always suppress the subtle shifts in their energy. And here's something most men don't realize: nervousness is a sign of investment. A woman who doesn't care about you will have zero reason to feel tense or awkward. If she's comfortable, relaxed, and treating you like any other guy, she's probably not interested. But if she gets flustered, if her body language seems uncertain, if she's doing things she doesn't normally do, that's her attraction slipping through, no matter how hard she tries to keep it in check. A Stoic man doesn't let nervous behavior throw him off. He understands that emotions, especially attraction, create a physical response. He observes without reacting, staying calm and grounded. If a woman is showing signs of nervousness, he doesn't call it out or make her more self-conscious. He simply recognizes it for what it is, a sign that she's drawn to him, whether she's ready to admit it or not. Chapter 6. She stays close to you. Attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's in the subtle movements, the unspoken choices, and the unconscious pull that draws her into your space. When a woman is interested in you, no matter how much she tries to hide it, her body and actions will betray her. One of the clearest signs? She stays close to you. This isn't a coincidence. Whether you're at a social event, work, or just hanging out with a group of people, she'll always find a way to be near you. If you're sitting at a table, she'll choose the seat next to you, even when there are plenty of other options. If you're standing in a group, she'll subtly adjust her position until she's within your personal space. If you're moving around at a party, she somehow always ends up in your vicinity. Pay attention to the small details. Maybe she lingers in a conversation with you even after everyone else has left. Maybe she accidentally bumps into you more often than she should. Maybe she starts frequenting the same places you do, as if by chance. These aren't random occurrences, they're calculated, even if she doesn't realize she's doing it. A woman who likes you will always want to be near you, even if she's pretending that she doesn't. And then there's the subtle but powerful magnetism of her physical presence. When she's standing next to you, does she position herself close enough that your arms brush? When she's walking with you, does she match your pace instead of straying away? When you lean in slightly, does she lean in too instead of pulling back? These tiny physical cues are her body revealing what her words won't say. Contrast this with a woman who isn't interested. She won't go out of her way to be around you. In fact, she might unintentionally create distance. She'll sit farther away. She'll leave conversations quickly. She won't coincidentally show up at the places you go. When a woman has no romantic interest, she won't feel a natural pull to stay within your space. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Some women try to fight this instinct. Maybe she's in denial about her feelings, maybe she's afraid of making things obvious, or maybe she just doesn't want to seem too eager. So, she plays it cool. She pretends to keep her distance. But even then, she won't be able to help herself completely. You'll still notice moments where she subconsciously closes the gap, whether it's stepping into your personal space for just a second or finding a reason to walk in your direction. A Stoic man understands this kind of attraction. He doesn't chase, he doesn't beg for attention, he simply observes. If a woman constantly finds ways to be near him, that's all the confirmation he needs. If she doesn't, he doesn't waste time wondering why. He moves forward with confidence, knowing that real attraction is never forced, it reveals itself through action. Chapter 7. She gets jealous, but tries to hide it. Jealousy is one of the strongest indicators of hidden attraction. A woman who secretly likes you will never be completely indifferent to the women around you. Even if she tries to act casual, even if she plays it cool, there will always be subtle cracks in her facade. No matter how composed she seems, her emotions will slip through in small, unexpected ways. She might not come out and say, "I don't like seeing you with other women," but her behavior will betray her. Maybe she makes little sarcastic comments when you mention another girl. Maybe she suddenly loses enthusiasm for the conversation when you bring up a female coworker or friend. Perhaps she tries to subtly downplay other women by making offhand remarks like, "She's not really your type," or "I don't see her as someone who would understand you." These aren't just random words, they're her way of expressing discomfort without fully admitting to her feelings. And it's not just what she says, it's how she reacts. What's her body language? If she suddenly seems tense, starts fidgeting, or crosses her arms when another woman enters the picture, that's her emotions taking over. She might even try to shift the topic or change the subject entirely. If she was warm and engaging a minute ago but becomes distant the moment another woman is brought up, that's not a coincidence. Her body is reacting to something her mind is trying to suppress. Sometimes, jealousy doesn't come out as distance, it comes out as forced indifference. Maybe she exaggerates how unbothered she is, saying things like, "Oh, you should totally date her, she's perfect for you," with a fake smile. She wants to seem unshaken, but the words sound forced and the energy behind them isn't as light-hearted as she pretends. Or she might go in the opposite direction and suddenly start mentioning other guys around you, perhaps a coworker she finds interesting or some guy she recently met. This isn't always because she genuinely likes those men, it's often a subconscious way of trying to make you feel the same way she does. She wants to see if you'll react, if you'll show the slightest sign of jealousy the way she does when you mention another woman. And then there's the most obvious form of jealousy, when she gets outright irritated. If she starts acting passive-aggressive, making sharp comments, or even picking small fights out of nowhere, there's a good chance it's her emotions bubbling to the surface. Maybe she suddenly criticizes something she never had an issue with before, your choices, your attitude, or even your taste in women. She doesn't want to admit that seeing you with someone else bothers her, but it does. And the more she tries to suppress it, the more it leaks out in unexpected ways. Another key sign? The way she acts around the woman in question. If she happens to be in the same room as another girl who's caught your attention, observe how she interacts. Does she suddenly become extra competitive, trying to outshine the other woman? Does she subtly throw shade, making underhanded remarks that seem harmless on the surface but are laced with hidden meaning? Maybe she even starts mirroring the other woman's behavior or style, subconsciously trying to win back your attention. These behaviors aren't accidents, they're a response to an internal battle she's fighting within herself. Now, contrast this with a woman who truly doesn't care about you romantically. If she sees you talking to another woman, there's no reaction, no shift in her mood, no sarcastic comments, no forced indifference. She might even encourage you to date other women without any hesitation. That's when you know she sees you purely as a friend or just isn't interested. She won't play games, won't subtly compete, and won't get tense when you mention someone else. Because to her, your romantic life is irrelevant. But when a woman does care, when she does see you as more than just a friend, her emotions will always give her away. Even if she's trying to hide it, jealousy is a feeling that's nearly impossible to fully suppress. It seeps through her words, her actions, and the little details she doesn't even realize you're noticing. A Stoic man, however, doesn't get caught up in the emotional chaos. He observes. He remains aware of these signals, but doesn't let them dictate his actions. He doesn't use jealousy as a tool to manipulate or test a woman's feelings. Instead, he recognizes it for what it is, proof of attraction, an unspoken confession. And if he sees genuine interest beneath the surface, he moves forward with quiet confidence, knowing that a woman's emotions will always reveal the truth before she ever puts it into words. A woman can try to hide her feelings, but her actions will always reveal the truth. Attention, body language, teasing, nervousness, and even small signs of jealousy, these are all signals that she's interested but doesn't want to admit it. The key is not to overthink or chase. A Stoic man observes, understands, and acts accordingly. If she's showing these signs, she's waiting for you to make a move. Now, if you've ever experienced this, drop a comment below. Like the video, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who needs to hear it.